You're tuning in to Past Our Prime,
a show powered by Squad Locker.
Here are your hosts, retired Astros minor league star Tip Fairchild and former Patriots All-Pro center Dan Copen.
Camera we're going with? I like this.
Yep.
We're good? Single camera?
That's it.
Can you hear mortar rounds behind us right now?
If you hear loud noises, that's because we are at Addieville Farm for episode 41 of Past Our Prime. We are live right now and at location.
From the parking lot.
And Tip is holding his mic, so he's absolutely loving the fact that he can hold his mic in his hand.
I wanted one that said, like the thing that they put around it says Past Our Prime, Squad Locker, powered by Squad Locker.
An official one.
So.
But Max, our excellent producer, has jerry-rigged this setup, and we're here with a folding chair, or a folding table. Two chairs that are on screech, and
they're also too low.
And we're sitting in a parking lot, breathing in our car fumes.
Exhaust is right behind us.
Our backdrop is lovely. It's a beautiful day out here in Burrillville, Rhode Island, and we are here because the 17th annual, and Tip, this is your first time. I've been here many times. The Matt Light Celebrity Shootout.
It's very cool.
It's a very cool event.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A couple waves. The second wave hasn't even come in yet, right?
I mean, he started obviously 17 years ago, and the amount it has grown over the years from just a single tent, and now if you'll take a look, and we've been here all morning, we've been shooting, so we've got plenty to show you, but. The event has just grown. The volunteers have grown. The support has grown. And obviously the donations to the Life Foundation for all of their wonderful causes, leadership, mentorship, the camps that they run for the youth. And it really goes hand in hand with Squad Locker, right? Because
that's right.
The most
Take
important,
care of the youth.
The most important thing that we have is time. And that's what Squad Locker does. It saves you time. So it gives those coaches, those teachers, more time to put back into those children, to those students, to those players, or it gives them more time to put back into their family, which is most important as well. So
absolutely,
it's a wonderful day. We've done some shooting.
We have, where you're in the lead right now. So the group that's out there, it's you, me, Mattew Cassel, and Jake Long.
Yes. Star-studded group.
Oh, very star-studded. And everybody confuses me for an offensive lineman, which doesn't make me feel great.
but I'm kind of used to it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, bunch of big boys shooting out there in that foursome. You're in the lead right now. We almost finished. There's 15 stations.
15 stations.
I believe we probably have about 11 or 12.
I think we probably have 4 left somewhere around there. So
you're in the lead.
I'm in the lead. It's fun. Shooting clays isn't that hard, but if you do lose concentration for that 1 second, you're going to miss.
If you forgot to take the safety off.
Yeah. Or if you forget to pump the shotgun.
Absolutely.
Which, if there's a lot to think about, it can go wrong very quickly. The one thing that we did do, and I did,
that's the old musket over there. We get the.
That might be a cannon.
What do we call them? The Patriots? They are
militia.
The militia.
The militia.
They're here. Right over our, at our 3 o'clock, at our 2 o'clock.
We're tailgating right now. This is absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully, we're going to talk to some people.
Musket loaders. That's what I was trying to say, right? Musket, black powder rifles.
Yes.
Black powder rifles. That's what they're
muzzle
shooting.
Loader.
Muzzle loader. Thank you.
Muzzle loader. Musket loader.
Jesus.
Couple things.
Wasn't a big hunter.
Patriots get their first win. How do we feel about that?
They looked awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean the defense. That was the defense that we're looking for. Wow, was that loud?
You're gonna start jumping. These chairs are going to break. I'm just telling you. I know, I'm starting to sweat.
These are like I think maybe the kids' chairs. And we're low, but we are covering the bottom half. Anyway, back to the Patriots. No. Mac Jones looks great. He looks like a good quarterback, which I'm excited about. Every other quarterback in the whole league got hurt this weekend.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield was down. Dalton was down. Tua was down. Was there another one? There was a couple more people that got hurt, injured, out for a little while at least. So a lot going on with that. So we got people going around.
Just walking by. Actually, I think he avoided contact, so he didn't have to
live audience. What else was going on in the game? 4 picks. Yikes.
That's the defense you want, but I think right now when you look at them, the run defense needs to improve. And it's early on in the season, but I think everything you saw from the quarterback, the run game needs to get better. I think they need to get better on the offensive line and defensive line with running the football more consistently and stopping it. And that's the way this team is going to win going down, because it's going to play good defense. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to make smart decisions at the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill usually uses this time in the start of the season, to get a feel for those guys. Mm-hmm. Those guys aren't playing as much. Hello, sir. It's not weird at all. We're just sitting here at the tailgate. Bill uses this time during the early part of the season to really get a feel for those guys, because a lot of these guys aren't playing extended time in the preseason anymore for fear of getting hurt, for whatever other reason. It's just so he's one of those guys who just figures out what these guys can do best.
Yeah.
Not best. I mean, what they can bring, what's their skill set, and how can I use this in my system to go out there and stop teams later on in the year.
1-1, I'll take it right now. There's other good teams out there. You know who I really like? I like Justin. I call him Hebert, but it's Herbert.
Herbert.
Right? What an absolute...
Why do you call it Hebert?
I don't know. I've always called him that since college, but
there's two consonants in between a vowel, which would make it a short sound, right?
Okay.
Not long.
Herbert, he has an absolute cannon. I love watching.
Didn't he have long flowing locks?
He did
too, and they shaved his head last year.
Yeah, he looks like a quality quarterback.
We were talking about this. Let's switch gears. Football's football.
Okay, football's football.
Ryder Cup coming.
Oh yeah.
Why is Brooks Koepka just continuing to be this
villain,
this D-bag?
Villain.
Yeah, he's becoming the D-bag, and he's playing into it too much. Where
it frustrates me, and the only reason why I'm wondering if he's still trying to get all kinds of attention and eyes because of that whole whatever they call it, performance thing.
The social
it's like $8
media.
million. It's like, is he gonna, come out after this and say, hey, I was just trying to talk it up to like stir the thing to make some money? I mean, I wouldn't feel bad if he did that, but he's talking about, hey, I won my match. What am I going to do about the other guys winning theirs? Like, I have nothing to do with their matches. And it's like, I saw something that said, have you ever been part of a team before? And, like, he may not have, right?
It's possible.
Because he's not saying very teamwork and, like, for the team-oriented things, right?
I get it. Golf is a very individual sport. No debate there. But when you have a chance to go on and, like, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million guys around this thing that play golf would kill to be on a Ryder Cup. These guys, you love. I mean, member guests. It's team play.
Ryder Cup team.
What's the problem with like going into a team sport? Something different, something new, and you're a part of something bigger than yourself, and you're playing for the US of A.
It's crazy.
So shut your mouth.
I don't know why
with your complaints and just go out there and play golf.
I know, and he's my guy, and I like him. And now you're swinging some irons like him, from what I've heard. But it's very much like I want to root for him, but I can't right now. I'm feeling like that's not you, man. That's not what I want to root for. I want to root for the USA today.
You want him to be your hero.
I do.
He's not living up to your hero status.
It would be like 12 coming out and saying, "Hey, these guys just can't catch the ball right now," or like the defense stinks. It's like you don't meet your heroes.
Yes.
That's like something that they say. Well, I'm trying to hopefully meet a few of my heroes, but like that's. I want to like Brooks, but this is not the person that I want to like.
No,
I want him when he didn't say shit. When everybody thought he was the most boring figure ever. And then he's taken on this villain role where now he's like, people just don't like him.
No,
it's not fun.
You don't want to be that guy.
The boring guy.
Like, do you even want to root for him at the Ryder Cup when he's saying all this crap beforehand?
I know it's tough. Well, we got it because we're USA all the way. But like when he's in the tournaments early on, when he was winning all the majors, everybody was angry when he won because he never said anything or did anything. Remember, he was like boring.
Yep.
I love that because he wasn't a golfer really. Like he wasn't like your traditional thing. He was just like, I'm going to come in here and beat all these bums. But he didn't say it.
No.
When he didn't say it, it was good. When he's saying it all the time and hasn't done it, now it's starting to be an issue. It's starting to be a problem.
So can we get in touch with him somehow and like, hey, get your head on straight?
You probably have a better angle than I do.
I don't think so.
Well, you guys are both sponsored by Strixon now.
I've hit the Strixon irons at Club Champion. They are very nice.
Yeah.
They're still debating.
Okay.
Still debating on that.
On pulling the trigger on it. So, I mean, I'm eventually thinking that you will, but we'll see. You're a big Team Strixon guy now. I don't even know how to say it.
I don't know either.
I think it's Well, there's no. Again, back to grammar. There's no vowel between the.
So it could be
should be
long I.
Could be Shrixon. No, that's not it at all. That's not it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Max has no idea. Max is like, is it thoroughbred or Arabian or what are the other horses, Max? Equestrian. That's one thing.
That is a that's
the overall.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's not specifically a horse, though. Okay.
Max, did you get good footage of us out there today?
Oh yeah, top notch.
Top-notch stuff, right? Well, and then Dan just participated in the celebrity shootout. It was handgun shootout to if the winner won a custom SIG, right?
Engraved
SIG.
More
like a trophy.
329, whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
But I am telling you right now, and I don't shoot a lot of handguns, but I've lost in that thing every year. And this year I actually did the worst I've ever done.
Light said that you've won it in the past.
No, but that's not true.
He's incorrect.
I did correct him on that. I've never won it in the past. It is tough shooting a handgun.
Oh, it's very, very hard. I was saying it in the car when we were driving here with Cassel that it makes you feel more safe when you're out there. If somebody like pulled a gun on you from a distance, just like jump and dodge in the air.
Yep.
Because it's tough to hit things
you
from
can't.
close.
Yeah,
very tough.
Yesterday was a corporate training day, which was the first time they did that. So a lot of corporate people, a lot of vets, a lot of SEALs, Green Beret. And we were speaking last night after a fireside chat, which Light had a fireside chat for us, but it was in the tent and just monitors of a fire, like a picture of a fire.
And by the way, we're out here in the middle of the woods. It would be a beautiful bonfire or campfire they could put outside. No, let's do it digitally on the board.
There's like 1,000 acres. You could pick probably 1,000 fire pits that you want. But we're gonna go inside and we're just gonna put it
on the screen,
like we're celebrating Christmas at home with the Yule log or something.
I like that.
So,
I like that.
See,
look at this. We got people pulling out right in the middle. I love it. It's perfect.
Are you trying to get out?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're in great shape.
No, I'll be able to get out.
No problem.
So.
I just don't want to disrupt the show.
Oh no,
nothing can disrupt this.
Yeah, there's only 1 or 2 listeners. We're fine.
But even the SEALs and the guys that are very familiar with look, they're not going to miss, but they're like, if you get in any of that situation, just go back and forth because it's so hard to hit you with a handgun.
Yeah, I'm sure. But we've got
not that we're recommending you try it. I mean,
no, we're not recommending
everything done here with the rifles, with the shotguns.
Super safe.
It is in a very safe environment. The I don't think you call them security people, but the people at the station, the safety.
Yeah, safety.
The
They were helping
people,
us.
They
helped us on every station. They're like, hey, you want us to load this? I was like, yeah, I don't want to load it.
When you get a gun and it like locks.
Oh my God.
Somehow it's just like, I almost dropped the gun.
Get it out of my hands.
I'm not touching it anymore. Give it to the professional. You fix it. Yeah. But it's just like, I didn't do it.
I don't even want to use it again after that. I'm like, get this thing away from me. I don't need to.
Yesterday we were shooting a 50 cal.
I saw an image of you on a tank.
Holy crap.
Yeah. There's 4 tanks here, by the way.
4 tanks.
We got some content of us in the tank, so people will see that coming out. But
you almost didn't get out. And it's not, I'm not even making fun of you at this point. I'm not even making fun of you because
the hole to get in this tank.
I looked at that hole. I was like, ain't going to happen.
I mean, I had to put the hands up in the air and make the A move to just get my shoulders in.
No.
Let alone the hips. The hips, there's no making an A with the hips. The hips just got to squeeze in there with some grease.
Yeah, give me some grease on the outside. Shimmy.
So I wouldn't have felt safe there. We're gonna find some people.
I would introduce right now, but I don't even know who I'm gonna find.
If you're just gonna come back,
I'm just gonna try and find somebody.
I love this.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Let's find Cassel. He's too funny.
Oh, we can bring Cassel and maybe Kevin. All right. Well,
all right. Okay. Coming back to you soon.
I'll be back. I'll be even sweatier when I get back.
Perfect.
The good thing is, the background noise definitely isn't going to bother.
No, absolutely not.
Next guest, Mr. Kevin Lacz was nice enough to join us. I met him yesterday at the event that we had and spent a lot of time talking last night. It was a great day. Learned a lot, but even just the highlight for me always is talking to these heroes that have served and sacrificed and given so much more than anybody could possibly imagine. And Kevin Lacz is a former Navy SEAL, and he's nice enough. He's the author of a new book.
It's been out for a couple of years.
Okay, well, that's kind of new.
I'm ready to read.
COVID time.
It's evergreen.
Can I listen to it?
The Last Punisher.
Are we on audio yet?
We are on audio, but the guy that recorded was absolutely terrible. So
Maybe we got to go back and do it
I need
again.
to re-record and come out there and do it myself.
He's kind of a sound snob.
Tip,
You got to go this way.
Oh yeah,
Look
there
at
you go. Oh, it's even louder.
Is that better?
Yeah, see?
Tip,
Perfect.
you can rent me out and I'll read it to you.
Oh, I like that idea.
He is the second SEAL that we've had on
Yes.
the show. And
right.
the first one was Mike Rutledge. I spoke to you about him. He's a good friend of Tip's. And the one thing that we do with the show is all about teams, leadership, locker room. It's that kind of feel. He's a has-been. Or no, you're the never was.
I'm the never was. You're
I'm
the
has-been. So he was a former baseball player, me being in the NFL, but that camaraderie that you get, and especially from the teams. Is that the thing that you miss most when you decide, time's done?
Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me on. It's a true privilege to be here, but, you'd mentioned service, and it was a privilege to wear the uniform and do that job. All of us have to volunteer to do it, so it has to come from within to want to serve, and I know I can speak for everybody. It's a privilege to wear that uniform and wear that flag and carry it forward. And now you're never was, has been, and I'm a former action guy, right?
You're a former Marvel comic.
But like Team America, kind of
Yeah.
former action guy. There's a lot of aspects that I miss. As a young person, the adrenaline is one of the big things. Jumping out of airplanes, deploying, shooting, all that stuff is fun. But ultimately, and you all can speak to that, it's the teamwork that you miss. When you go from an environment where you can trust every single person on that team and you don't have to think twice about it. And if you need to call somebody, they're right there and they show up, and you can rely on people. And that's that cohesiveness, and you both work through it, in the mini camps and the preseason, and then once you get to the regular season, and then you step away from that, it's kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off. You're like, who do I turn to? What's next? But the cohesiveness
That's
and the
what
teamwork is.
Rut used to say, right? Is like if somebody's behind you and places their hand on your shoulder, you have to have 100% confidence, like you're going, right? Like if there's any fraction of a doubt, you're not the right teammates or you're not the right team in general. I remember him mentioning that when we talked to him. So I mean, I can't even imagine. For you, it's like if you miss a snap or you miss an assignment, like quarterback gets snapped, it's not technically a life or death thing. These guys, I mean, they're so involved with their team that it's like every move is so calculated. And an offensive line tries to probably recreate that. An infield, bunt defense probably tries to create that. But at the same time,
there's I think when you're together that long, and how are the teams formed? Right. So is it when you come in with your graduation class and you're picked out of there? Because I guess that bond has got to start going through buds in the training camp. And I hate using that comparison to football because it's just a game. And Matt Light spoke about that last night. There's really no. I'm not going to die.
That's right.
I'm not going to die. If you guys mess up, you're going to die.
A game.
So making that comparison always drives me nuts. But when you get out there, there's an unspoken language that goes on in the field.
You're right. And, there's parallels. I think, it's different, but there are parallels in the teamwork thing. So it begins in buds. Officers and enlisted do the same exact training. Rank is, there's a hard and fast rank structure in the military, but in the SEAL teams and special operations, that's a little more fluid. So you build that core bond. And like you'd mentioned, if somebody gives you the squeeze, you can trust them because they've been through the same training you've been. And there's no doubt in your mind that it's time to go forward, and you can trust the people behind you. So after buds, for me, I went to 18 Delta, which is a special operations combat medic school, Green Beret medics, Ranger medics. We basically became combat paramedics. And then from there, I split off to the teams. But after buds and SQT, SEAL qualification or training, then they split them up. They send half the guys East Coast, half the guys West Coast. And then for us straggling medics behind, then we get split East Coast or West Coast. And I was really fortunate to be a part of SEAL Team 3. SEAL Team 1 always got that no fun one, and SEAL Team 5 was a bunch of clowns, and then SEAL Team 7 were the new guys. So SEAL Team 3, I felt really comfortable getting that.
Is there a competitiveness between the teams?
100%.
All right, so you guys bust each other's balls nonstop.
More missions, more. How are you competing? I guess is it like, hey, we were the best, we were on the most important things,
or
we had
is
the
it
most
East Coast,
important
West
jobs,
Coast?
or
are we going Tupac and
Tupac and Biggie?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's East Coast, West Coast. Differences between SEAL Teams 1, 3, 5, and 7, and then differences in between the platoons. I was in Charlie platoon, and then we deployed with Delta platoon, and then it comes down to how many people did you kill? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many ops you go on, and that's how we measure success. And and there's definitely everything's a competition. It pays to be a winner is something you hear very early on in training. So that competitive spirit is there from day one, and it carries on even past the Navy.
Now, did you play sports
I did.
before that? What sports were you? You know, because we asked Rut also. He was a D1 lacrosse player. You know, like good athlete. What were your sports that you played?
Man, I'm from Connecticut, so I have to admit that I swam.
Okay.
By the way, that's a tough ass sport.
Equestrian over here, a big equestrian. So, swimming, equestrian, and sailing. You nailed it. You got Max.
But
That's perfect.
throw a little golf in there too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I played rugby in college. So you know, I didn't play the typical wrestling, and I didn't play football growing up.
That's okay. No judgment here.
And
I played soccer.
He can still kill me. It doesn't matter if he played football.
This is where we get nervous in these interviews. It's like we say the wrong thing. We're both down.
But I think what really kind of made the training easier for me was the fear of failure. So I joined after 9/11. My friend's father was killed in Trade Center, but I wasn't doing.
Is that what made you join that day? Okay.
Yeah, you're in that class. Like you hear those stories all the time about people who became a firefighter, became a police officer, went to the military because of that.
Yeah,
So-
my school, I got to James Madison. I was a pre-med major, or emphasis with the biology, major, and then I majored in rugby, chicks, and booze. So my first GPA was a 0.7. So an ERA average, that'd be pretty good, not in GPA.
Yeah, that's great.
But after 9/11, my grades got better, but at that point I realized that I can't fail again. And I finally am a part of something where it's true meritocracy. Either you do it or you don't, and it's all based on you. So that's what fueled me and pushed me through the training.
Hey, Rut used that word too, meritocracy. I had to look it up during the interview. I remember I was like, okay, got it. Now I can't remember.
I got to
but
look it up.
I know it's a good word.
I need to look it up. And so
The best survive,
going
right?
into buds, which is some call the hardest training ever on earth. Is that the mindset? Just like I'm just not going to quit. But I mean, what is it, like 20% actually pass the class?
Yep.
And I'm sure they go and they're badass dudes. What sets that, like you and your other teammates, apart from them? Is it just that I'm just not going to give up?
Are you a sadist or not? How much punishment can you take?
I mean, you must fucking like pain.
You just become impervious to the ridicule and the beatings and all that stuff. You just want to prove to yourself that I'm tough enough. And for me, seeing other guys quit and they show up and they're all animals. They're all beasts. They're bigger, stronger, faster, all that stuff. And when you see them ring the bell, it's like, I'm tougher than that guy.
Right.
Tougher than that guy. And that's what I that's how I build those small victories. And finally at the end, I'm like, I'm around these guys, so I guess I am part of this now.
It's the little thing like where it's just try. I can't remember where I heard this. If it was a rut or something else, where it's like if you make it to breakfast, make it to lunch. If you make it to lunch, make it to dinner. If you make it to dinner, make it to sleep. Right, and you're kind of like moving your way through like every single obstacle that you're going to go through. That's the only way that you can look at it. Because if you look at the long term, it's like impossible, right? You can't fathom doing all of those things.
I think it's like baseball. You look at the entire season. From game one, you're like,
a lot of
make
games.
100. In football season, you're in the playoffs. It's a grind. So when you get to buds, it's 6.5, 7 months down there. Sometimes it's, hey, I got to make it through the week. I got to make it through the day. And then sometimes when you're doing underwater stuff, it's I have to make it through this next minute because I haven't taken a breath in the last 2. So you break it down and you have those small victories. And once you start, piling those up, it becomes a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a part of a team, and this is my last question, and we're going to shift gears. Matt Light was our prankster. There's no doubt that's his personality, and that's what he loved to do. When you're on the deployments or in your downtime, did you guys have the prankster, or were you the prankster, or what was the best prank that ever got pulled in your SEAL team?
Oh man, everybody was a prankster.
Okay.
Everybody was a clown. Everyone was a jokester. SEALs have a big issue with body image. So if you're gaining like a pound or two,
You're talking to two guys that we'll tell you our challenge next, but go.
Vanity's a big thing with them. And there was one guy, he was our platoon chief and started to gain a little bit of weight on deployment. And then they had these new uniforms that came out that were a t-shirt with just the camouflage arms. And he got his, and we made sure he got a smaller size, and we kept giving him a hook knife to try and cut himself out of that. It got to the point where we were taking Otis Spunkmeyer muffin tops and we were leaving him in his Humvee every time he sat in there. And just constantly, but there's jokes and jokes and jokes.
Yeah, but it's the little things, and it's consistent, and you know what gets under their skin.
Those are the people, and it's stuff like that makes you harder. The poor guy didn't eat for like 3 weeks straight after that, but damn right, he was getting tougher.
I'm in that mode right now. We're doing also. Dan and I are actually training right now
try.
to do the Murph challenge on Veterans Day.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So we were supposed to go through a 13-week training on it because that's like what you want to do, but we're going to do it in about 7.
We don't have
because
enough
we
time
just
for
started
that.
last week, so we only have 50-ish days left.
Stupid challenges on this show, and I'm not even like we're going to try and do it with the 20-pound sack.
It's going to be
I
hard.
picked it up on Wednesday
gonna
or
be
something.
too hard.
I picked it up and I looked at my. I think this can't be possible. This can't be 20 pounds. It feels like 50 pounds. I went upstairs, weighed it. It was 20 pounds. Now
It's heavy.
pull-ups. I can't even do one pull-up, so we're going to cheat on that a little bit. But how the hell do you get good at pull-ups?
You just do pull-ups.
Oh, God.
Is this
See,
something that you
know what?
guys
I
do?
didn't
Have
want
you
to-
tried to do that? Have you? I mean, or is it
I've done
more?
that.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he can do the Murph
Well, I'm
challenge.
sure you can probably do it right now, but I mean, it's
You gotta
more.
watch out for that tennis elbow. With all those pull-ups,
That's
you need to
right.
develop some tennis elbow. for
Okay.
sure.
Oh yeah.
That's why we're going to go
Well, we're gonna do
neutral
chin-ups.
grip. Yeah, chin-ups, neutral grip, whatever.
I got this. I've got the 7-inch scar here, so my elbow's bummed and his shoulder's
the
bumped.
Tom-
So
the
we
Tommy
got.
John right
Oh
there,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. It's there, and I feel it on the very first 1 inch of a pull-up. I did learn.
Do it with a band.
So.
Do it with a band.
See, assistant.
we
yeah,
can't.
right?
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I think
video.
so.
We're gonna
I mean,
video it, so it's gonna be.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, if we do a band, you know what we're
But
gonna
you know
hear
what? I'm
on
not
that?
going to quit. I'm going to take Kevin's advice.
Oh no,
I'm
I'm
just
not
not going to
quitting.
quit.
I mean, there's
No,
computer
absolutely
graphics. You can edit it out. I mean, there's no band
That's
there.
true. Max could
No
do that
band.
for
Doing
us.
it in the
Sure.
green room.
Yeah. And then we started talking about how we maybe can't wear the vest because literally we're both 240, 250 pounds. Putting another 20 pounds on. The only thing I'm thinking is hopefully by the time we do it, I've lost 20 pounds. And then it's just like I'm displacing that with a vest.
Put a pull-up bar in your house, and every time you walk
Oh,
by,
we did.
he did.
I just built a
you
gym,
gotta make
basically.
every single room. The more you do, the better you're gonna do.
He might actually be a good SEAL because he kind of obsesses about stuff
Super.
and goes way to the extreme.
Yeah, but I'm also like a wimp when it comes to like pain. So I'd be like, no, I'm out. Ding.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it. to
Wait, this
Hell Week.
water's cold. I thought it was going to be nice and warm out
It
here.
should be nicer. But
Right.
Kevin, I appreciate everything you've done, man.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to
Thank
meet
you.
you. Thank you for taking the
Appreciate
time.
it.
Thank you
you.
for your service and your sacrifices that you and your family have made, man.
We'll have you on
Appreciate it.
again too, because we need to go deep with him. On
Yeah,
this.
no, this was a quick
What's
one.
your
and
favorite Gatorade color,
I'm gonna go
by the
shoot
way?
with him and learn how to shoot.
Orange. Okay. All right, we're gonna go shoot with you.
Not yellow. That's all I care about now. Yellow tastes like piss.
All right.
It's got yellow
Thanks,
5
buddy.
in it too.
Yeah.
That one's tough. That's a no joke. Wow. That was big. That was big. All right. Okay. All right. Safe. Pull.
Not even close. You hit the tree.
No. I'm falling apart.
Yeah. Those are your friends?
I know. Right? Yeah, I'm falling apart. 0 for 2.
Tip will do it, Joe.
Just hand it to him.
We're
We're just gonna shoot the breeze for 5
just
to 7
guys
minutes.
talking guys.
Your head's not. You're gonna just hit the top. At least Jake's a small human being.
Yeah. Sinking down the shocks a little. All right. You start.
Smelling that exhaust.
This is
Next
great.
guest.
Yeah. You know, I mean, this is. Are we good, Max? I mean, don't worry about the video.
We can watch.
Well, actually, no, we need the video because it
Yeah, we need the video.
was a video kind of day.
You videoing? Oh boy.
Oh, that's the back of your
All right, look.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
puffing off the gas right now.
We have
Hot, baby.
a couple things here. We have the first repeater, second
Oh,
appearance,
repeat
Who would
guest.
you rather
Repeat.
have on here for the first repeater other than me?
Matt
Let's be
Cassel.
honest.
We have Jake Long, 2008 first draft pick,
Hello.
and you guys
Oh,
aren't
first overall. That's right.
first
yeah.
overall.
Wow.
Like, not first round, just like the first
Number
pick.
one. 1-1.
Like Castle. Or what
It's
number were
like,
you?
260 probably in the
Oh,
draft.
hit the draft.
260 in the draft
Yeah.
or something like
I
that.
think it
yeah.
was 160 something.
I don't know.
165.
I was
It
in the
wasn't
seventh
one.
round.
I had a
I
one
was
in it.
definitely in the
Without a
seventh
start.
Well,
Without
these
a start.
guys.
round.
That's right.
Do you know who we had earlier?
Yeah.
No,
you
he
know, I had
recovered
a couple
a-
receptions.
Receptions.
Yeah, the biggest play in my career was recovering an onside kick against UCLA. Yeah,
perfect.
That's
As a
that's-
quarterback.
sums up my college career. Pretty impressive.
Still got you drafted.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier, we had Kevin Lace on,
Mm-hmm.
former Navy SEAL. So we're sort of going down the ladder now to
Yes,
find
I
you
would
guys. I
absolutely
mean,
agree with that.
with compared to what he did for our country. But Castle, how's the shooting going?
You know, I feel like I've been saving America in my own little way this week, to be honest with you. I mean, I've been dominating short-range rifle shooting. I was definitely better with the handgun that has the optics on it with the red dot. It really helps me because if you don't put any optics on the handgun, as you guys well saw, I was awful.
Well,
but
I mean, you in 2 competitions that we had, you won. You beat me in both competitions.
I actually
Overall,
dominated
I don't think you're shooting better. Yeah, you did. I mean, by the way, when's the last time you shot? Because you went 6 for 6.
Yeah, you're amazing.
On the handgun thing, and you said you haven't shot in years, which I find bullshit.
shot a handgun in I did a year ago, but before that, I hadn't shot one in probably 8 years.
It's like riding a bike.
You know?
It's like riding a
jumping right back on.
I don't know if I believe that.
I definitely thought you were a ringer of some sorts because everybody went out there and
6 for
was
6.
bad. Like Dan was bad.
I
like,
was
you
awful.
were bad.
I was awful.
He went out.
You
took
beat
6
me,
shots.
though.
You took 6
beat
shots.
me.
Boom, boom, boom.
Right, but I knew I only had to hit 2. I closed my eyes. It was like, just
Nice and
Fofo,
easy.
please hit one of these. So I can keep
that was bad strategy. I probably should have pushed to go second. But
Yep.
Jake retired now. How do you guys are up here together?
Yeah, he came up. Yeah, he's a good friend of
And-
mine. We're both in Nashville.
What
Invited him
brought
up.
you to Nashville?
Well, we first met in LA when I
LA,
was
rehabbing. We were
I
both
was rehabbing from a knee injury, and then we met there, and have been best friends ever since.
just match made in heaven, baby.
No, Nashville was just kind of random. When I was with the Rams, we bought a little off-season place down in Nashville, and it was a quick 3-hour drive, and loved being there. Had friends, and when I was done playing, we just stayed there and never left.
How has the transition been from not playing?
Yeah, it's been tough, especially I had so many injuries, and the way it ended with blowing out my Achilles and all that, and that was a whole ordeal. I had multiple infections and stuff, so that was tough. So it's it's been a process, but my wife and I started our own little real estate business in Nashville. We flip homes and renovate them and do all the property management, and so it's been fun keeping us busy.
Tip over under 12 on the number of surgeries Jake has had. Do you take the over or the under?
I'm gonna go with the over.
Okay.
And the reason why'd you pick 12?
I don't know,
Tom Brady.
it's a random number.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't wanna go too high.
It's not because you're a Tom Brady fan.
No, I actually didn't even think about that, to be honest with you.
The cart that they gave Cassel to run around out here is cart number 12.
Shocker.
They did that on
Unbelievable.
purpose.
Can't get away from the
Unbelievable.
guy. Can't get away from
21.
You never will.
The man's had 21 surgeries.
21. Wow.
21 surgeries. Can you just go through the numbers? Just like
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
What was the least? What was the toughest one to come back from while you were playing? I know that.
The ACLs. I tore my ACL twice, the same one, back-to-back years. But I had 3 on my right shoulder, 1 on my left.
That's amazing.
Torn bicep, torn tricep, 5 on my right knee, 4 on my left knee, 1 on my ankle, and 5 on my Achilles.
And how many surgeries while you were playing? Like, was it like 15?
Yeah,
like
so
20?
I had 3. Well, I guess my Achilles. So take my Achilles out. So take 5 away. So 16.
It's
What made you keep going?
I don't know. I just loved
Just
it.
love
I was
football.
I was a maniac. So yeah, I
Kind
did.
of were. I mean, there's no doubt you were a great player,
Yeah.
but you just the love of the game was that to fight through all that crap.
Yeah, I just put my head down and got through
Would
it,
you
man.
have done that? 21 surgeries or 15 and still play through it?
It's tough. I mean, I did like the game and actually love the game, but I mean, it's tough. I mean, because as you well know, anybody that's played the game has injuries, and the rehab process is such a grind mentally, psychologically, and also physically, just to get yourself back, and then you get yourself back. And I can only imagine how difficult it is if you have another injury, and
Right.
you've got to go through that whole process. But I mean, there's something to be said, the courage that it takes to continue to do it and come back and say, I'm going to fight through it and put myself in a position to where I can go out and compete again.
We were talking on the way here, though. How many teams is it again? 7?
7, yep.
7.
I'm sure a lot more wanted me, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, you probably could
Couldn't
play
make
for
time
all.
for them all.
Yeah, you just wanted the extra jerseys in there. And then I was going to say, you kind of saved some of the beginning of your career because you didn't take a lot of hits early on.
That's
How
true.
many, you just hanging out with a clipboard with the ear in, right?
That's that old adage that a lot of people love to throw. The backup quarterback holds a clipboard. No, we don't have a clipboard on the sideline, all right?
It's a Surface Pro now.
Yeah. You see they've got computers now. You can look at the screen and see it, okay? So I never held a clipboard.
You didn't have to try. So I actually held the clipboard.
I listened to the play, and I was ready to go. That's why when my opportunity came, knocking, I was able to be a little bit prepared.
And get a second job and get another job out of it.
Yeah, just continue to ring up those jobs, brother.
Keep getting the jobs. Yep, that's
Jake,
all it was.
I asked the Kevin this earlier. Were you the prankster on the team? You know, every team has one. Every old line group maybe has one. Yeah. Was there one in particular from your career that stands out, or one maybe gag?
Not that I can remember.
So you guys were not fun at all down in Miami or Rams?
We weren't good. At all. So when you're not good,
you're not allowed.
It's not very fun, and you're not allowed to laugh in the building. So,
yes.
You want to go shoot some guns?
Oh, I'd love to.
So what's the score right now? You're winning.
Copen's
by
up
3 or 4.
You're a pretty good shot. That's what we learned.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been saying that. I wasn't expecting.
I have not shot in 2 years. I took last year off because of COVID, but the only time I shoot is here. But the course is a lot easier than it was in the past.
Yes.
And if you just, it's a lot easier. So
it's 100%.
Just gotta focus. At least focus sometimes.
I was also gifted this VIP badge today, and so many people have mistaken me for an offensive lineman because I'm with you guys, which hurts. It actually hurts.
It should be a compliment.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to be 210.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, I could look at it that way.
Your general facial structure and body type
Round.
screams lineman. Screams lineman.
Okay.
The sweat that you have above your lip right now, again, sweating is a very common lineman thing.
The exhaust is hitting me. I'm actually, it's not sweat. It's it's carbon dioxide.
You are turning a little bit white right now.
Dioxide? Carbon monoxide.
One of the two.
All right, let's go shoot some guns.
Let's go shoot
Go
some
do
guns.
that.
Past Our Prime is brought to you by Squad Locker. Squad Locker is your one-stop shop for custom team apparel, delivered right to your front door. Learn more by visiting squadlocker.com.